You know what I hate. You know what I hate about about StreamYard. You fix things prior, like you try to fix things like this prior people coming in, and StreamYard still manages to uh, ruin them because it's just too many setups. But it is what it is. Anyway, welcome to the show. Where the hell are you?
I'm in a coffee shop, man.
You're in a coffee shop.
Yeah. Doing some work.
No, no way, no way, no way, no
Yeah,
way, man. Uh,
I'm working doing some work from my business. So
are you
I had a couple of meetings today. So still
early
here.
in the morning like this?
Well, if you wanna be rich, you have to wake up early. You have to start early, bro.
Don't start that foolishness. Those people lie to us, you know. They lie to us. They
Nah,
always
nah.
like, if you wanna be rich, you have to wake up at at 3 a.m. Why am I waking up at 3 a.m. to do what? You know, those gimmicks make me laugh. They say you're waking up at 3 a.m. because you want to be rich. Welcome to the channel, guys, and welcome to the transfer updates daily football talk. I do these every day, by the way. I just talk
Wait, transfer
about things.
update. There's no
Yeah,
transfer update, Daddy.
huh? There
There's
is
no.
rumors. There is rumors. I'm milking. You know when you're milking things, I'm milking a few things that I have seen. So I'm going to milk as much as I can. I'm gonna milk the Rodrygo thing. I'm gonna milk the Rodrygo thing, man. So the Rodrygo thing, obviously Rodrigo has sat on the bench 5 games. Come on, Matthias, the guy has to be leaving. There's no way you can.
We need to start with Walker. Walker left, didn't it?
Now, Walker, we already did. We said goodbye to him on another show. You were not here.
Oh,
We said goodbye. A few people cried. I didn't, but a few people did. But we said goodbye, and that's it. So you know what? The Rodrigo one I'll explain to you in a few minutes. But like the video, guys, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're getting to that 5K. If you wanna join and become a member, go ahead and become a member. And if you wanna send a super chat, send a super chat, and we can buy coffee for this man over here because he looks like he doesn't have any coffee in front of him. Good morning, David says. Okay, look, it's empty. Look at that, it's empty. The Gibbs-White news
no, it's
is
empty.
fake. I don't know.
I've ordered
Yeah.
another latte. So
Have you? Okay, so from the football inside, always gets it wrong? I don't know, man. We're still gonna glaze it. Just a wait for Fab to tweet it. Wait for Fab to tweet it. Gibbs-White is set to stay at Forest because he signed a new contract. He's not signing a new contract. Gibbs-White wants to play Champions League football. He will leave. Morning. How you doing, Mark? Hope you're well. We need a keeper. Everybody's asking for a keeper, but I haven't seen any keeper. If it was up to me today, both our keepers are going. If it was up to me, both our keepers are going. But people say we have to be nice to some of these players. Big up to you, Donnarumma or Costa. Donnarumma is staying at PSG. Donnarumma has won them trophies. He's
they
staying
wanna,
at. Go
they
ahead.
wanna, they wanna treat these players like they're your family members.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like people keep saying, we need what? We need to get it. We need to get a new keeper. But they're like, can we get it from Donnarumma? You can't get Donnarumma from outside PSG right now. They're gonna give him an extended contract. What he's done for them during this run they're having is amazing. He's been an incredible keeper. He's actually been the
Yeah,
keeper
well,
of
I
this
don't
season.
get it. I don't get it. Why would Man City fans? Why would Man City fans want Donnarumma?
Do you know why they're all glazing him? Because right now he looks good
Because
for PSG.
let's face it. For the past 8 years, yeah, when I've been saying that Edison looked good enough, the fan base is trying to convince me that he's important to the way we play, playing out the back. Look at what he does with his feet. It's so important for the build up. Yada yada yada. I've been hearing all this for the past 6 years because I've been wanting a change in the goalkeeping position for 6 years now. Wait, Donnarumma's not really good for his feet. If he's, you need to have if he build up or playing out from the back is so important. Why all of a sudden you want to go for a goalkeeper that is not good for his feet?
I don't know. Because you know why, Matthias? Because people here have realized that looking good with your feet doesn't matter.
But I said that 6 years ago.
Yeah, but people were blinded. People were glazing Edison that time.
Right. Okay. So now they realize that the goalkeeper that is not good enough. Yeah. Now they want to change in the goalkeeper. I'm Edison in now because I said at the moment this fan base on Edison, that Edison out, I'll become Edison in. I want Edison to stay now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start using the same excuse that they use.
Wait, why do you want Edison to stay now?
No, just to take the piss.
So yeah, just
all of a sudden now Edison out. I'm Edison in.
Oh, so Edison.
There's no one because there's no one. Yeah, there's over 1 billion of players around the world, and I've been told that there's no better goalkeeper out there than Edison. So I'm Edison in.
This guy, this guy, you're not becoming like me. When people did not like Jack Grealish, I was saying Jack Grealish has to leave. Now I'm like, Jack Grealish, this is you right now.
Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it.
That is you right now. To be honest with you,
no, because it happened. No, bro, it happens the same. Yeah, last summer. Yeah, when we got linked to Gundo. Yeah. I said this: if the club goes out there by Gundo, yeah, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing because let's face it. And I put a tweet out. Yeah.
Okay, we've lost him for a minute. We'll wait for him to get back. Yeah, you're back. We lost you for a minute.
Yeah. So
yeah, we lost him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I was saying last summer, yeah, if the club goes out there and brings Gundo back, yeah, we're gonna have more problems than we had last season before. And every single one in the fan base was hashtag Gundo back. We're gonna win the treble. The moment we signed him, I said they put a tweet out. Gundo signed is a plan for them just to cover up the mess that we're in. Yeah, and I said if Gundo didn't become available for Barcelona, if Barcelona didn't get rid of him, and let's suppose Barcelona kept him. What was the plan in that summer transfer window? What was the target? How many players we identified, and why we didn't get players in, apart from Samuel. But everyone forgot that because Gundo was back. We're gonna win the treble again. Our captain is back. We've missed you. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. What are we doing here? So listen, there's a lot of things that we need to do. In the summer transfer window, and it's looking very quiet from our end. We expect the outgoings, and the one we had so far is Perrone, Walker. Well, they were not in the plans. We knew they would go because Perrone was on loan last season, and Walker was also on loan. So we knew when Walker coming back, we would find the ball. So we're looking at people say, "Oh, we need the right back. We need the right back." Yeah, we do need the right back. However, we also need to change the function of the team because let's face it, and if we had a Livramento against Al Hilal, do you think the result would have changed? I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm saying if we get Livramento and he doesn't change that midfield, we're in trouble. I think. Look, I was on Martin.
No, that's not the question. The question is, if we had Livramento, same lineup against Alvaro, you just replace Livramento and Nunes, and Livramento was doing the same thing as Nunes was asked, which is inverting alongside Norway. Do you think the result would have been different?
No, it wouldn't. I think we'd have lost the same.
So the right back is not the problem.
Yeah, I think it's so. I've always said it's the manager. I've said it's the manager. I said it's the manager set up because do you know what he did? He made that left side so weak by adding Gundogan. You know what I mean? So he made it so weak by adding Gundogan. So by adding Gundogan, the left side became so weak.
I get it, but the problem is not just Gundogan. The way he sets up, the way it's not about the setup, it's not about the game plan, but because sometimes I kind of understand what's the game plan. I kind of see what he's trying to do. The main concern is that his team selections. It's so unbalanced. It's so unbalanced. When you bring Reinders and you ask Reinders to play as a whole midfielder, even though you were on a phone with Reinders when you're trying to get the deal.
Somebody said your audio is bad. Yeah, your audio is making noise. Yeah, it's going. Bzzz, it's making your headsets are making a sound.
No, the audio is fine. Can you hear?
No, I think it's your headsets. They seem to be echoing or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll leave him on mute for now. But anyway, guys, I wanted to also as he's fixing his audio, I wanted to talk about this because a lot of people are asking me why I have Rodrigo in the thumbnail. It says Madrid and Rodrigo Campo discuss about the future from next week. Decision will be up to Rodrigo as Real Madrid are open to accept exit if the player decides to leave. Rodrigo has not made Real Madrid starting 11 for the World Club in 5 consecutive games. Basically, Rodrigo has to go. These are 5 games. The reason why I want to get Rodrigo is I would rather sacrifice Savio and Doku and get Rodrigo. Why? People, I think we were on Dap's channel and they were asking me that, okay, what about Mamouche? I would play a front 3 of Mamouche, Rodrigo, and Haaland. I would. Like, I don't know why people have sympathy towards players. Like, they get paid for what they're doing. They get paid so much money per week. And right now we have to win trophies. I would rather see a front 3 of Rodrigo, Haaland, and Mamouche. And that's more dangerous. And I think even Mateus, if he comes back, he can agree with me that it was more dangerous than Haaland because
Sorry,
what do you think? I was talking about Rodrigo. That I was saying I was on Dab's channel, and they asked me that, Patrick, why do you want to? If Rodrigo comes in, where is Mamouche going to play? I was like, I would rather play Mamouche left and Haaland down the middle, and Rodrigo as a right winger, or just even swap them. I was like, that's a better front 3 than the one we have.
Yeah, if you believe that Rodrigo is going to be an update on what you have already, then I don't see why not. I don't see why not, because let's face it.
Your audio is bad, Mateus. Even people are saying your audio is bad. Yeah, your audio is bad. I think his audio is bad. He sounds like he's...
Is it better now?
Yeah, that's better. That is better.
Yeah. So I was saying, if an upgrade becomes available, I don't see why not. It's like, let's say, for example, if tomorrow Kvaratskhelia becomes available, would you not go and get him? Yeah, so you wouldn't think about Savio, Doku, Oscar Bob. It's an upgrade, isn't it? So
yeah,
I kind of get it, but at the same time, you can't really go out there and buy that many players without actually sorting out the players that we have, and because we have to sell players first, don't we? So
can I ask you, because everybody keeps saying we have to sell players, but I'm going to refer to what we were discussing earlier on Dab's channel. They told me that but we can't get rid of these players because they're under contract. I said we can. Do you think that's unfair for me to say you can tell John Stones and his camp to find somewhere to go? You can tell Akanji or Ake to say find somewhere to go. Obviously, if it fails, it fails. But I'm pretty sure if the manager tells you and the club tells you you're not in our plans, you do have to find somewhere to go. Because Grealish has been told he's not in the plans, and Grealish is looking for a club according to rumors. I don't know. Am I being unfair that if you tell a player you're not in our plans, they have to find somewhere to go regardless of the contract? We're a business here.
Didn't Kyle Walker have 1 year left on his contract?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what's wrong with people are saying you have to be willing to leave. You have to be willing to leave. That's what people are saying.
We had to move on from Kyle Walker because the manager told specifically say that he's not part of his plan. He needs to go.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. And we've got a lot of players that are on the last year of the contract. So I get the wages, and all that. But you cannot tell me that we cannot sell players because they're under contract. That's the whole point of selling. That's otherwise you would let them go on the free.
This is what I keep telling people. Like, you're right. If somebody's available and is better than what you have, go get what better than what you have. That's what I'm saying, Matthias. My pity heart is gone. Like, I love Savi, I love Doku, I love all these players, but my heart is saying, like, I'm looking at other teams that have been ruthless. They are actually getting rid of players. They are going to buy somebody better. Look at Arsenal. Look at Arsenal.
For example,
look at Arsenal. They're going to get Noni Madueke, who's better than Saka. You see,
if I remember when we lost to PSG, I think they had Dembele, Barcola, and Doué. Yeah, that was before they bought Kvaratskhelia. They went out there. Kvaratskhelia became available. They was like, okay, we need quality. Let's add Kvaratskhelia. They never thought about Barcola. They never asked the question of what happens to Barcola. They just went out there and upgraded. I know we can do that, but at the same time, yeah, we have to sell first. If Rodrygo becomes available, one of the Doku Savio will have to be sacrificed, unfortunately. Yeah. That's how it works, isn't it? So,
yeah, because
you won't sell Marmoush because Marmoush, you've just bought him. And he's been a great signing, let's face it. He's better than, in terms of the quality, he's better than Doku and Savio. Yeah. So if you bring in Rodrigo, then he's either going to be Savio or Doku. Because there won't be, if you bring in Rodrigo and you don't sort it out between Savio and Doku, then you're going to end up having a hump with like players that are not happy sitting on the bench because they're not playing. Because if you keep one of them, then at least you can rotate it. Or if there is a big injury in Rodrigo, if there's a big injury in Omar Mush throughout the season, then we can bring Savio Doku into the team. But if everyone just stay fit for the whole season and you don't sell one of them and you just brought in Rodrigo, then at the end of next summer, one of them will ask to leave. So it's one of them. I'm not against the transfer. I quite like it, and I always say if it's an upgrade to what we have, go and get him. But you have to sacrifice one of the players that you already have.
Can you be honest with me before we go to this question? Says my question is, when are these ankles moving elsewhere? I believe Nico Gonzalez is not leaving, and Pep better sort out the right back position. Before we answer this question. Martin going, can you be honest with me, Matthias? I haven't heard from you. Let's say I give you the keys to this Man City team. Here are the keys, and we have to be ruthless right now. And you're like, we have to get rid of people. Bearing in mind, some of the homegrown is poor at the moment. What would you do? Because I believe that some of these centre backs have to go, especially after the surgeries they had. I think they won't be the same.
Get rid of the goalkeeper first. Yeah, bring you someone better. Yeah, and well, in terms of the centre backs, don't get me wrong. I love John Stones. I've said before, John Stones is the best centre half we have at the football club. But the guy got more holidays than Santa Claus. You know what I mean? I haven't seen him in a year. But last time I saw him was against Real Madrid. So it's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? When you've got a player of that quality and John Stones, you've got to be available. And we've seen the difference that John Stone makes when he's fit. Yeah, when John Stone is available, the quality is there. Yeah, in terms of the build up, the way we play, he just adds that quality in the back line that we don't get that from Diaz, Akanji. Obviously, Diaz, he's got a different attributes, but he's so good, John Stones, that if he's not there, if like let's say it's been a year now, and I've only seen like John Stones like twice. He came on against Arsenal, scored. He started a few games, but he was in and out of the team. He's simply not good enough. and we have to drop the bollocks with Stones, and unfortunately, with the players that we've got in terms of the new guys, Kusanov and Reyes, sorry, we can't keep a player that is not he's just injured all the time. I'm sorry, and we have to sell one of them.
So the question is, how do you get rid of them? So do you do the thing you said you have to go?
Well,
you're on mute, Martin. You're on mute, Martin.
Sorry. Which one of the two? What was saying? Sell one of two about?
He says he wants one of the two between John Stones and Akanji or Ake to go.
The way we solve it, the way we sell it. Let's say if we just sell John Stones, is either go and he's going to be a lower fee anyway. We sell him. John Stones, I think, is on 250k or 280 or 260. I can't remember correctly. K a week is either because anywhere we sell John Stones is going to be on lower wages. We just have to pay the rest. We just have to pay the rest. And let's say.
Why would you sell Stones or Ake?
Yeah, I've just said it.
No, why would you sell either of them?
If an offer becomes available and the club that is offering, let's say for example, if Everton comes in for Stones and offer 20 million or 15 million, they say, right, okay, we take it. And John Stones came to you say, right, okay, I'm not going to take a pay cut. I'm not going to take a pay cut. Then it's a case of we just pay the rest of these wages.
No, get that. I'm just the problem is I don't see. I do hear you. If you're getting money, I would sell him, but we can't afford to sell either Ake or Stones right now. We're in that much of a mess with this. We can't. We're in that much of a mess with homegrown.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We don't have to sell both. We have to choose between one of them.
I wouldn't sell either because at the minute, Josh Wilson-Esperan's included in the homegrown. Grealish is in the homegrown.
I think his contract is up.
No, because what it is, it's not the Premier League. It's
no. I mean,
UEFA don't have that on the one rule.
No. His contract, Wilson-Esperan, his contract is up. I think
is his contract up?
Is it? Oh, is it?
Still at the year last. Thought he's still at the year last.
No. It's Jamal Simpson-Pussy. Sorry.
That's the problem we've got. We're in the same problem Newcastle are in on their UEFA thing. It's this UEFA homegrown rule because they don't class because Kushinoff, Sabinho, and Reyes are included in the UEFA squad, whereas they're not included in the Premier League squad. This is the problem.
Wait.
No. I get it.
Wait. Esperan's contract is 2027.
Yeah, I get it.
2 years.
Yeah. This thing about selling John Stones, but worrying about the homegrown quota is fine, cool, yeah. However, we can sell John Stones. We can sell John Stones and go and get an English right back.
Yeah, but which English right back? The English right back we're talking about, like today with Livramento, they don't want to sell according to paper.
They won't sell at any price. They won't sell at any price.
Well, there is right now. There's 13 people working in the scouting department. Surely one of them needs to identify a right back that suits this team and that would fit in the English quarter. It's not down to the fans to start doing scouting, is it?
Can I tell you something, Matthias?
Yeah, we've already paid to go and watch football matches. Are we doing the scouting as well?
I know, but Matthias, me and Martin, right, and Dabs, Martin and I we've been going back and forth. Do you know this issue we have comes back to when I think some people were throwing stones at Morgan Gibbs-White. Then I remember I was like, okay, Morgan Gibbs-White maybe is not the best answer, but when you sit down right now as a fan, who is a good English player out there who's available? Jude Bellingham is not available. Jude is not available. Declan Rice is not available. Yeah, Saka is not. You go down the list now. Livramento is not available. The list keeps going down. Then you have to go for Adam, the Adam guy from Crystal Palace. But we have enough.
But Pat, they did try. Yeah. Now it all makes sense why 2 years ago they tried buying Bellingham. They tried buying Rice. City knew this problem was coming. The trouble is, we didn't get our homegrown targets when we went after them.
Yeah, then we
tried for Bellingham. Yeah, we tried for Bellingham. It didn't come. We tried for Declan Rice. It didn't come. So you just work your way down, and the problem is there is a talent drain between homegrown at the minute. There is a talent drain. Other than Livramento, you're looking at Jed Spence, or you're looking at. There's nowhere else you're going to on a right back for a defender. You are at Jed Spence. I don't know how we're going to solve this. This is a real. It's why James Trafford's a problem.
You go for Wan-Bissaka, innit?
Ah, shut up.
But no, you're laughing, but that's where you're going to.
Yeah, 20 million available. Wan-Bissaka.
Wait, you're seriously saying we might end up?
No. I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying. I think Mateus is using Wan-Bissaka as an example. That's where you're going to. The drop. Other than Livramento, name me another homegrown right back.
Morgan Rogers, come on now. We're talking about right backs. I know what you mean, but the thing is, there's even okay. Let's even talk about English talent in general. Where are we going? It's Morgan Gibbs-White, Rogers.
It's a real problem. Sorry,
he frozen? Yeah, he did. Listen,
he's done an Elsa. Sorry, can I just reply to Ice's comments and think homegrown is a problem, Isa, because in the Premier League you are correct. You only need 17 non-homegrown, 17 foreign players, but you have to reduce your squad size then, Isa. But where the problem is in UEFA, that's when it's a problem. And I've seen some people say take the fine. We've had enough problems with UEFA. I'm not getting back on their radar again, taking fines off UEFA. We ended up at cash with UEFA. We're not going back in that road again.
You cannot do that. You cannot just go and take the fine.
Yeah,
you have to sort it because I think the homegrown is start becoming a problem because we're getting rid of Jack Grealish, and I'm a big fan of Grealish, and I genuinely want Grealish to stay because I think, for me, that's my only opinion. When it comes to Jack Grealish, when it comes down to quality and better delivery in the final third, Jack Grealish is better than Savio Doku.
Sorry, but like citizens, we haven't got five homegrown players. If we're going to sell Stones, or you sell Ake, or you sell Grealish, you have not got five. You've sold Walker. Calvin Phillips is going to go. Phillips is going to go. Grealish is likely to go. Calvin Phillips is likely to go.
James McAtee.
Who have you got homegrown? James McAtee is going to go. Who have you got? Who is the homegrown? Phil Foden, Bettinelli,
we're not selling
Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis isn't classed as homegrown because he's under 21.
Oh.
We're not selling Ake, and I feel like
this is what I'm saying. We haven't even got five. So
I don't think Pep wants to sell John Stones either. I think he wants to keep Stones.
Then what's going? I don't know. Martin, I think
Nico Riley's under 20, doesn't get included in. Goes in the B squad. Again, people are not. You're not getting the point. Bob, yes, you've got Foden, Bob, Rico, and Nico O'Reilly are not included. For the Premier League, they're not included, and they go in the B squad. Citizen, they go in the B squad. Massive difference.
Yeah, Kyle Walker-Peters is free, but nobody wants him at City. Everybody hates him. Martin hates Kyle Walker-Peters.
I don't. I love him.
I just feel like we need to sort it out the foreign players first. I feel like Gundo needs to be moved on.
Kovacic has to be moved on.
He's either Kovacic or Bernardo, but the problem is he already put Bernardo as his main captain, so I don't think he's going, is it?
Yeah, but also the thing is this. I think when Martin says there's a difficulty here, it's the fact that me and Martin did a show, right? And we went to the Man City website. If you remove some of the international players, even if the homegrown, the quality goes down. Because if you try to remove international players, you have to start deeping into. Look, at the end of the day, we all have Echeverry. If we're being ruthless, then Echeverry has to go because you have to keep. Do you say I keep Echeverry or Ryan Cherky? Because that's what you're doing. Cherky or Echeverry. They're both number 10s. And then you're looking at the middle. Like it's just I'm confused at this point in time. Because I'm looking at Nico Gonzalez, Reinders, Rodri. Okay, so who do we then we're looking at the defense. We have Nunes. Nunes is a midfielder, medium defender, but he's also international. If I'm being ruthless, I am. If this was my team, I'm the manager. I'm getting rid of Nunes. Why? Because Nunes, I can sell him, and maybe I can start looking to. Do you get my point? It's like there's just too much in this team that doesn't make sense.
I would cash in on Akanji.
Yeah, I think many would. Many would definitely would.
I would cash in on Akanji.
And keep John Stones.
See, I wouldn't. No, I would keep. Thing is, with the Kanji is, listen, for me, the Kanji's third, fourth, fifth choice anyway. Akanji's only had one bad season, which was last year. But everyone had a bad season. You know, and people, I mean, for me, Akanji's so versatile and he was so cheap to get a replacement. You're looking to, if you were trying to replace Akanji now in today's market,
it's 50 million.
60, 70 million quid.
Yeah.
I don't think the trouble is the market's caused this. Someone was saying this the other day. A nominal bang average player in the Premier League is 50 million.
Yeah, look at Noni.
Bang average is 50 million now.
I disagree. I can't just first or second choice for Pep Guardiola, and we've seen that with the moment he came back from injury, he shifted Vardy straight to left back position to bring in Akanji. So Pep Guardiola trusts Akanji. He likes Akanji.
Because we had injuries. We had injuries last season.
No. Even next season, Akanji will be playing week in, week out because Pep Guardiola trusts him. However, I'm not saying selling Akanji based on the season that he had last season. Everyone can have a poor season. Wrong, it's fine. But we've already have a lot of replacement for Akanji. We've got 2 centre halves in January. And if we are keeping all the centre backs, then we're going to struggle to bring in a right back in. If the plan is getting a right back or selling some of the foreign players, right now, the players that you would get some money in and you wouldn't have any issues selling is Akanji because he's not on big wages like
and also Nunes.
Oh, Nunes, yeah. He's not on big wages like
it's Akanji, Nunes, Kovacic.
Yeah, and you can still get a decent fee for them to help you invest in other areas.
No, I'm just thinking because I'll be honest with you, Mateus, I don't have a lot of faith that Aki and Stones are going to be around much next season. Just down to injuries. So that's why, for me, and if Stones or Gabardio gets injured, you are down to Kushinov and Hayes. I still want to keep Akanji for a little bit of experience. I'm not trusting the injuries.
Is that a bad thing?
38 games, I think it's a gamble. They've not played 38 games ever in their life.
But you still got 3 defenders in there.
Yeah. No. I agree. I'm sorry, but if we're in this win now mentality, it's still a gamble, is it not? For a lad who's only played 20 games?
Yeah, 20 games. Yeah.
Still a gamble. I'm not. Listen, and this is not me throwing shade. I think Kushinov for Victor.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't like the taking the gamble part. If I'm going to be honest with you, and this is just me, I'd rather try and get involved in the Matt Gay deal. If Stones or Ake go, I'd rather go and get a Branthwaite or a Matt Gay, someone who's sort of ready to go. or even
Gay's a good shout, isn't it? Gay is a good shout. We should have been.
I'm a bit sad. I'm a bit sad we're not getting involved in that, considering it's 40 million quid and he's homegrown as well.
I would.
And the likelihood is,
I would.
Do you know what the funny thing is? He looks like he's going to Newcastle now.
Is it?
That's the weird thing.
No, wait. I thought he was going to Liverpool. I thought Liverpool was set in.
No, it looks like his reps are on the way to Newcastle for a chat.
We should have taken that deal. Now that's because he's fast, physical.
One of the problems that we have at the club right now, and we had last season, is to find a partnership in the back line. I've seen enough that Ruben Dias and Akanji, it doesn't work. I don't think there is any sort of chemistry between them two. I feel
Who's
like
your number one centre back pairing? Say we're playing Arsenal first game. Who's your centre back pairing you're going with?
Diaz and Stones.
See, I would say Stones Gabardio or Diaz Gabardio.
That's my second option.
Wait. You guys will really want to see
Stones and Gabardio.
That'll be poor.
Wait,
no, I'm presuming everyone's fit, Pat. We'll be presuming everyone's fit.
Okay. He tries tweaking so much with that back line that I've seen Akanji and Ake get turned into pieces. I've seen Ake and Stones not good enough, because we've seen that in the cup final when we played Watford, when John Stones just done a madness. We've seen that partner like Diaz is more comfortable to play alongside Stones or Vardy. When you put Akanji in there, there's no chemistry. Both of them, they off base, and their positioning is all over the place. And we've never seen Vardy and Stones. However, I can see it's going to work. I can see the chemistry in there, because there's so much. We lack quality, like especially in the build-up that John Stones offer. No many centre back does have it. Like, and Diaz is off base. We need someone in there next to him, better than Akanji, to actually help him out. So, listen, I would go for Martin Gay. I honestly would. If we get rid of Stones, then bring in another English player, and you saw at least.
I don't know. I don't know why we're not getting involved in that. I mean, it's, like I said, the trouble is we've got 32 players. Now Walker's gone. Gundo takes down to 31. Perrone's going down to 30. Grealish goes 29. I mean, you can get there as you chop as you're going along.
And put it that way. We don't know what. Put it that way. Bring in Martin Gay. You actually preparing for any.
Okay. By the way, can I just add something on? I know. I heard you talking about it earlier about Rodrigo. Do you know the problem? You know, I mentioned this on the South Stand earlier. You know, when you're like Rodrigo, and he's got to fight for his place. The reason he's leaving Real Madrid because he doesn't want to fight for a place. He's sat on the bench at Real Madrid. He's not playing. That's why he wants out. So he's not going to leave Real Madrid to come and rotate into our bench. He's going to want to play. So, and another thing we totally forgot about is, and he may go on loan, he may not. I hope he doesn't. Never mind Cherky, Foden, Mamouche, Doku, and Semenyo. You got Echeverria. So we're so stacked into areas. I've not even included any of the so-called uncles.
What uncles? What are the uncles doing? Can you tell me what uncles are left now? Can I ask a question, by the way? Can I ask a question, Martin? Martin, can I ask a question, Martin? People keep saying uncles, right? Uncles. How come?
Oh, I'm saying it out of piss taking.
I know, but Martin, you know what's funny with our fan base? How come we haven't called John Stones an uncle and Ake, who are 30?
Because people have just dismissed Stones now as he's going bye, see you later.
No, because we barely see. See
you barely see it.
Do you know what I mean?
And listen, I would love a Rodrigo. Listen, I would love a Rodrigo. But I don't want the club to make the same mistake and spend 350 grand a week wages on a guy who's going to kick up a fuss when he's not in the first team. But then I've got an Omar Mamouche on 290 grand a week sat there going, well, why am I not playing? Because we solved the Mamouche problem. And then it was even talked about Haaland. You start benching Haaland and see what happens. You see what happens when Haaland rocks onto the bench.
Well, let's put it that way, if you get Rodrygo, he can play alongside Mamouche and Haaland. Obviously, you're going to have the ones that are on the 50k a week on the bench, it's like Stoke and Savio.
Well, you'll have Foden on 300k a week on the bench. You'll have Cherky on what?
Foden's not a winger, is it?
Well, it all depends, because it depends what Pep Linders does. Pep Linders is the key to this front three, because at Liverpool he had Mane, Salah, and Firmino.
Yeah.
He sort of stuck Salah on the right wing, Mane on the left, and he had Firmino as the 9, and they were sort of all integrated. It's difficult. It is a difficult one, because then what do you do with Echeverri? What do you do with Oscar Bob? What do you do with Nico Riley? Because, and this is the Nico Gonzalez. By the way, I got a little bit of info on that earlier. He's also a bit. He's not took to Manchester very well either. Him and his partner. I don't know if he's married. I just got a message earlier that he's not as settled in Manchester as what he did. Now, hopefully that changes and he knuckles down and we see a lot of him. But, you've got Tajani Reinders. You've got the midfield options at the minute are utterly crazy. We've got so many midfielders. And I'm not including Kovacic and Gundo in that. Gundo's likely to go. Kovacic is likely to go. To me, I wouldn't sell Bernardo. I think Bernardo should be allowed to go out in his last year. I don't think Bernardo's been that bad. Out of all three of them, I think Bernardo's been the better of the three.
Yeah, he's been better. He's been better.
I wouldn't sell Bernardo. I'd let Bernardo do his. I know that's going to really trigger Matthias there and really.
No.
I'm joking.
For me,
Matthias, where's your second coffee? You said you're getting a second coffee. I haven't seen any second coffee, Matthias. Where's your second coffee?
Wait.
Well, we've not even signed this Naipan, have we?
No,
Naipan for Dortmund.
Wasn't he supposed to do a medical? Wasn't he supposed to be do a medical or something?
Yeah, he's doing the world's biggest, longest medical. It's 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks long.
He's on a medical tour. That's what he was in. He's on a medical tour. I don't know, man.
But when on these Nico Gonzalez, it doesn't make any sense. Honestly, I don't see any sense on selling him, because let's face it, it's not. We haven't finished paying Porto for his fee. We're paying in installments, and if you end up selling him, we're not selling him for 50 million. We're going to be selling for less, so you're losing money. Regardless if you're selling him now, you will still pay what you own Porto.
Yeah. Look. It's
bad business.
No, it is. I think from the beginning, when everybody saw it, everybody knew it was nonsense. It was nonsense. But obviously, when the media smells something, or maybe an agent gives them a bit of a lowdown, they will go ahead with it.
It's agent-driven.
Fab talks to Mendes. Remember,
I get it.
The Mendes office. Yeah,
I get it. But Pep is not helping him either, because when we played. When we played Tottenham away, when we won 1-0, I think he started. Nico Gonzalez started. Then he came off for Bernardo, and I think he made a comment, and Pep answered, and he was like, he's still young. There was an action where he jumped. He shouldn't have jumped in, and obviously, if he's upset about that, he's a young player, that he shouldn't be upset. He just needs to listen to what I say. He didn't say the right word, but basically he meant that. Against Dortmund, he came on for 4 minutes. No, what Dortmund was Bournemouth. He came on for 4 minutes, and Pep said, the reason why he didn't start is because I prefer to play with the players that understand the patterns, understand more the system. They kind of know what to do. I get it. However, you can't throw him under the bus like that, because if I remember correctly, when we signed Rodry was losing the ball as well.
Rodry was horrible. was
average. But we listen. We put the arm around Rodrigo. Say it's okay. Don't worry. It takes quite a few seasons. We still got Fernandinho in there. Not rush. Take your time. And when you start clicking, then you will click. But why are we not doing the same for this young lad? But listen, he's going to make mistakes. He's just coming from Porto, a complete different system. He needs to learn first. Just because he loses the ball doesn't mean you go in the press conference and just say, "Oh, he shouldn't have done that." Or
No, he didn't do that though. No, he didn't do that. He got asked a question.
Yeah. I get it.
He was responding to a question.
Yeah, I get it. But
I
at
guess.
least, Roger came off against Juve, and you put a number 8 because you said he's going to be your number 8. Because Tijani Rondas came in the press conference, in an interview, and said, "But Guardiola called me and he said I need a number 8." But Roger comes off against Juve, and you put your number 8 playing number 6, whilst you've got a number 6 sitting on the bench, and we don't see him.
Well, he's not number 6. That's the problem. You've got 2 8s playing as 6.
If he's not on number 6, why you after Leighton Orient? Why did you say I've got a mini Rodri?
No, Matthias, I agree. I mean, do I think it's as bad as people think? No, because he did play 65 to 70% of the games. He started 11 at the 14.
765 minutes.
Right, but he started 11 of the 14 games.
Started 11.
Yeah, started 11 of the 14.
The last 14 games.
The last 14. When he was signed, he started 11 of them.
Wait, did he say 11 games? No way.
Mm-hmm.
No,
something like that. No, he did, because now he didn't always finish all them games. He did come
no,
off.
I mean, no. You can't play.
I've checked it all. Yeah.
And he started 11 a game.
No. If you look, it was because he started when he played Newcastle. He played like the first 6, 7, 8 games. Because then where he got dropped, and Pep said it was a mistake.
He played Chelsea.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
it was a mistake against Man United. He got dropped for the Man United game, which Pep said was an accident. Well, not an accident. He said it was a mistake. He said, "I tried to go with my trusted players. It didn't work," which Pep admitted to. Then he was on the bench. Then he came back. He played the next game after United. Then he got dropped for the Southampton game. And then the next couple of games, he only played a few minutes. He played like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But then Bournemouth, he played 20 minutes, and he played the last game against Fulham because he scored against Bournemouth.
But
where he stopped playing was the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup is where
he cannot start 11 games because otherwise that thing about him playing more than 10 games, we would pay 5 million. Wouldn't make any sense in it.
No, that was cushion off. That was cushion off.
No, that was also Nico Reyes.
No, it wasn't. No,
That was Kusanov.
Was it just Kusanov?
Yeah, Kusanov. That's a Kusanov thing. Yeah. Can I ask something though? Were we not also complaining about Pep not using Rodrigo, using Fernandinho instead? Remember, Pep was doing that during the other season. Remember,
he's only been here 6 months. He's only been here 6 months. I think people are, like I said, the problem is with Nico Gonzalez is who his agent is. His agent is he's one of them. If the guy's not playing, I get him out the door. We all know what Jorge Mendes is like. He's very, believe it or not, doesn't surprise you that, who is Edison's agent, Jorge Mendes.
Well, I would, if I was his agent, I would be upset because at the end of the day, you bought me for 51 million, whatever we paid for him.
But he was a backup when he come in. He knew he was a backup.
He was even starting against Forest. I can see bloody Gundo playing in my position.
Bernardo playing. Wait. Do you remember the Crystal Palace game? He had a double pivot of KDB and Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, no. Listen, I'm not denying that, mate. But in all fairness, this is where we disagree, Matthias. Gundo at the time Gundo at the time was doing well. I know we've had our disagreements on this, but statistically and factually, Gundo was back to his old self for them last few games. That was why Gundo was getting used, because Gundo was assisting and scoring at that point.
I agree and I disagree at the same time. Gundo. See, when we line up with Bernard and Gundo, I can see what Pep is trying to do, and I get it. When we have the ball, Gundo is a player that occupies the spaces and whatnot.
He looks good.
Arrive in the box, and even Pep Guardiola praises him for arriving in the box, try to get goals. And Bernard is the player that drops it, start helping up with the build-up. I get it. That part, I get it. Yeah. However, is when we don't have the ball, that's the problem, because you have a player that struggles to track back. He doesn't track, especially when you press it so high up the pitch. Yeah, you have a player that he doesn't track his man. Sometimes he can't even track his Amazon parcel. Do you know what I mean? He gets it
on the now, Matthias, on the now, not the old Gundo.
When we don't have the ball is when we suffer. That's where you have to have a dual winners. That's where you have to have engines in midfield. When Pep Guardiola put this sort of lineups, I feel like he only thinks about when the team has the ball. Right? It's off on the ball. Gundo is amazing. He's brilliant because remember he had a chance.
No, I agree with that. Yes, I do agree with it.
Where he didn't want to. He was 1-on-1 with the keeper. The keeper made a brilliant save.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. But when you don't have the ball and you got them two in midfield, you're gonna get a run.
All right then. So we'll like Jimmy asked this in the comments. Nico Gonzalez should play. So who goes out then? Rodra, Reinders. You've just bought Reinders. Does Reinders drop?
But at the beginning of the season, surely Rodry's not gonna start Wolves. Surely.
No. Pat, I agree. But you can't say to Nico Gonzalez, well, you're going to play, but the minute Rodri's fully fit and raring to go, mate, then you're sort of back to the bench. Yeah, you're still going to go through the bench eventually.
But you can also bring on Nico Gonzalez to play alongside Rodri, because you won't be playing Rodri and Reinders for 50 odd games throughout the whole season.
No, I agree. It depends, but then you've also, like I said, what you do with the Nico Riley.
Yeah,
what you do with the Bernardo.
Yeah, I get it.
The thing is, you're saying Bernardo's coming off the bench to do that.
But the problem is, with Gundo and Bernardo, them two are ahead of Nico Gonzalez. Let's face it.
But Gundo's going. We need to stop saying Gundo. Gundo's going to go.
Yeah, but it's nothing confirmed yet.
He's going to go. Gundo will
confirmed yet. So the problem is, even them two are ahead of Foden. Do you know what I mean?
But you're always gonna get that in every football club.
Yeah.
Every football club, you can have someone ahead of someone.
I get it. But that's what I'm saying. You have to understand Nico Gonzalez's position.
It's about knowing your role. No, it's about knowing your role and just sadly getting on with it. And I know that's hard. I understand that's hard, but this is why we've lost so many players in the past. This is why.
Martin, but he knew, didn't he? So, okay, let me bring this back. Okay, obviously, I love.
Well, yeah, this is the point. Surely he knew he was coming in to be Rodri's backup.
So there's a Ballon winner that he knew. So he knew.
Yes, he knew that he would be a Rodri's backup, but at the moment, is he being a Rodri's backup?
No, he's
the moment.
We don't know. No, we don't know. Hang on, we don't know. It's been two games in the Club World Cup that he didn't play. It's very hard to judge on the basis of 2 games, isn't it?
Yeah, but the Club World Cup was the competition where we would start introducing these players more into the team.
No, hang on. Who said that?
You said that.
No, I didn't. I said no, I didn't. Matthias, no, I didn't. What I said was,
Martin, you said it.
Matthias, let me speak. Let me answer it. I never once said that. I said I want that. I said I want that. He chose not to do it. Because in all fairness, we played 4 games, Matthias. Can you tell me a back-to-back game we played the same system?
None.
That's what I'm saying. So Pep completely dicked around in the whole competition, messed it around, because if we're doing this then, we'll have Foden and Cherky finish, because they only started 1 game. Oscar Bob only played half a game. Nico Riley didn't play.
They started 1 game, but they were brought in. They came off the bench for all 4 of them.
No, but they only played. Well, when did he bring Foden in? He brought Foden in against Al Ain at like 99 minutes, 100 minutes.
Yeah, they still giving them minutes. That's the thing. Gundo play every single game. He's starting to, and he came off the bench for the other two.
Hmm.
We see Nico Gonzalez, a new signing, and he only start one game, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree. For me, if you're 10, 12 games into the Premier League and Nico Gonzalez hasn't played, then I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I just think it depends how you see the Club World Cup. For me, I think he was giving Gundo a goodbye. I think he was giving him a goodbye and letting him go out however he went. Personally.
Really? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I do believe that. But all right then. So is Doku and Semenyo our main wingers going into next season because they started the majority of those games?
Well, he seems like he liked them. He seems like he liked those two.
Well, you see, the problem is Pep Guardiola does not want to sell Gundo. He doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to sell him. See, if he did,
Reinders isn't his favourite, and he started all the games. So are we saying Tijani Reinders is one of Pep's favourites now?
Reinders is his favourite now because Reinders,
I love this. So anyone who plays is now a Pep boy. He goes
No. Martin, I can see. Martin, you can see that
it's not that. It's not that. Listen, the reason why we all agree with Reinders also because obviously he brings something different. We've seen what Gundo brings. Like he's been with us for 10 years, and he's gone past his best. We as a fans, yeah, like when he put a lineup up, we can't listen. We're gonna bitch and moaning about Unks. It's because we've seen it. It will work one out of 5 games, but it doesn't work consistently. That's why we need to see something new, and he has to change, man. Listen, he changed the way we play. He changed the system. He's adapting. I like it. I like the way we are pressing. We are on the front foot. However, he's not changing the person of the team. Sometimes his lineup, he find a solution like against Juves where he has the fullbacks going up and down, do some overlapping, put some clusters in the box. And the very next game, he asked the fullbacks to invert. It's like he found a solution on how to break lower blocks because let's face it, Juventus dropped deep. But the very next game, you twinking and change it again.
Because don't forget, because it's people are like this. It was pre-season to him, Mateus.
Yeah,
he's got a new backroom staff.
He's got a new backroom staff. Players, Martin. If it's pre-season, why didn't you try the new players?
Great question.
Well, I think everyone played, bar John Stones was the only one who didn't play in the end.
Oscar Bob.
John Stones was the only one. Oscar.
If it's pre-season,
I'll be honest with you, Pat, I don't think Oscar Bob's a main starter.
I'm surprised by that. I think Oscar Bob is better than Xavi and Doku. I'm just saying, I think he's better than Xavi and Doku.
I would agree, but again, what you doing with Nico Riley? You sat there. Nico Riley, if he's not careful, is going to walk into a James McAtee situation. Because think about it, his left back spot has now gone from being the backup left back, which is not really a left back, is a midfielder. So you've got Gavardio who can play left back, and I think he'll go ahead of O'Reilly. Nathan Aki, when fit, likes to play left back, as we've seen a lot for Manchester City. Then you look in his midfield role. Well, there's Reinders, there's Gonzalez, there's Bernardo, and there's Rodrygo all ahead of him. So he's 5th choice at best there. So if you're O'Reilly, what do you do? Do you wait it out a year and go, you know what? And I think it's the same with Oscar Bob.
Oscar Bob is now 23, 22 years old. He has to play football.
This is why I've always said you either stop buying and give these kids the go, for real, a proper go. Because the trouble is, where to do it is such a difficult one. A player of Oscar Bob or a Kushinov or a Victor Hayes needs 6-7 games in a row to get momentum and get a proper, really good feel of whether they're going to do it or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The trouble is everyone patient enough to give them that 7 games? Because remember, there's a guy sat on the bench for 7 games then. And this is the problem. It's I love that we've got a big squad. And for me, if it was up to me, I would say I'll fight it out and the best team wins. You know, whoever's performing on the day plays.
Wait. Would you? Let's say if you were managing, let's say Man City, you would keep this whole squad, or you didn't trim it a bit. You surely trim it.
No, I would trim it. No, I would trim it. I would trim it. But the trouble is, we're in a win now. Would you all agree we're sort of in a win now mentality as a football club?
Yeah, we have to.
Don't mean a fan base, as a football club.
Yeah, but we can't be embarrassed again, isn't it?
So, Pat, have you got the time to give players opportunities?
No, really. But
this is the balance. Do you want to win now, or do you want to let it develop?
But I don't have time for Gundogan because I've seen Gundogan what he's given me in the past. I don't have time for
Gundogan
now.
Gundo's why keep worrying about Gundo? Gundo is going to go.
Okay, great. Okay, I get it. I don't know, Martin. Martin, you and me.
If Gundo's still in September, then if Gundo is still in September, then Mateus, I will stand with you and hold your hand and go, what the fuck? I totally agree with you then.
What if he stays though, Martin? Martin, if he stays, Pep Guardiola, if Gundo stays?
Well, then just buckle and sit down and just let's hopefully we can, good luck Pep trying to choose the 11.
You know what? Pep is so stubborn, right? If Gundo stays, he will play him and we'll sit there watching people lose their mind. It'll be funny. I want to see it for the sake of comedy, but I don't want to see it again because I did say let's see.
Okay, then. All right, let me throw it back the other way. So isn't it up to Biana then just to sell them? Because Pep's not involved in buying and selling. That's Biana's job. So has Biana failed? So if Gundo doesn't leave, has Biana failed?
Can I say something though, Martin? But I have always thought that, I don't know if I'm wrong. I've always thought that the manager has an influence sometimes.
You probably are wrong. Yeah,
they probably are wrong. Look. They might get overrun, but sometimes a manager will dig his heels and say, I really want this guy to stay. I know he wanted Gundogan to stay with the contract. It failed. But I say Pep Guardiola with the power he has, he digs. I think he dug his heels on Silva. Bernardo Silva, I think he dug his heels multiple times.
No. But in what way? Hang on, no, because no one bidded for him. We even did Bernardo Silva. A duty and gave him a release clause. Nobody came. You can't sell someone who nobody wants to buy.
Well, to be fair, I don't think we can sell Gundo just yet because we need to finish.
Oh, look at it. No, but balsa that. Don't you dare twist that and move that around. Don't you dare do that now.
Because he still needs to do his coaching badges that we promised him.
Well, here's one. A perfect example. Like you go in a nightclub and you see a girl and you think, you know what?
That's what you told me, Martin, a couple of months ago.
You said she's a good-looking girl. Just because you find her good-looking doesn't mean she finds you good-looking and wants to go home with you. You can't, you know what I mean? Come on now, what we doing here?
That is true.
You told me we promised Gundo his coaching badges.
We did. Well, so obviously that might have changed. But we also got told Fernandinho was coming on, but he won't give up playing. We ended up with Colo Torre instead.
Yeah, we have to move on from him. And I feel like if we get an offer, we got him on a free. So let's say if we get like 10
million quid. 10 million quid. I told you all Walker. You know when Walker went to America and everyone was having a meltdown? Walker's staying. He's gone to America. He's staying. He went to say goodbye.
Yeah. Walker was
still
done.
2 months left.
No, the moment Walker left in January, he was done. It was done for him.
No, he's gone. He was gone.
And you know what? Bernardo will leave. Bernardo will just leave at the end of his contract. On a free. You go back. And you know where he'll go? I'll tell you now. He'll go to Benfica.
Yeah,
he'll go to Benfica and finish out his career.
We gotta sort the goalkeeper position, man. You just sell him. Honestly, just sell him.
I don't know what. Well, they have offered him a contract. It's now up to him whether he wants to
He's not signing.
Sign
a new
it.
deal.
Martin, why are we big? Okay, look. I know people. You know
The
what?
club
Martin,
knows
people are
that.
Whoa,
wait. I'm just
I'm
saying.
not negotiating it.
Wait. I know people in the
Hey,
comments.
chat.
Going off
Martin is behind the Ederson deal.
I know. You know what? People are gonna get
I'm behind
angry at people
Edison.
saying this,
I'm behind
but-
Gundo. Apparently, I'm going to Turkey to sign off on the Gundo deal.
Yeah,
I'm
you
now
are.
getting told.
I would get rid of Edison. If Edison is dilly-dallying with the contract,
That's why they're
Edison
coming
has
after
to
you,
go.
everyone.
No, Edison has to go. If he's been given contracts and he's sitting there waiting, go.
Nah.
I'm sorry, go.
No,
Go.
listen, it doesn't matter what contract you give to him. He ain't signing. He doesn't want
He
to.
doesn't want to
Listen,
sign.
All right.
Don't
So,
just-
are you happy with James Trafford if that happens?
No, I don't want it. I want Costa. Just go and sign
He
Costa.
don't want that either. He wants another foreign player.
Well, we're replacing the foreign with another foreign.
No,
We've got
need
too
to
many
start getting-
foreign.
We need to start getting English players in.
We've got too many
I get
foreign
it.
Messiahs.
We can't. That's why I'm pro Morgan Gibbs-White. I've been saying Morgan Gibbs-White since December.
I don't personally listen. I think Gibbs-White has been agreed. I think it's been agreed for next year. I think Gibbs-White will come next year. I
And
don't
would
see him
keep
signing a
Jack
new
Grealish.
contract.
I would keep Jack Grealish. I think because he's better than Dokken Savio.
No, you've no chance of keeping Jack Grealish. Absolute no chance, mate. And I won't go into it, but Jack Grealish just won't look after himself off the field. He'd rather go out on the piss than he would stay.
I get it. Listen, I get that, but I get that.
And Pep isn't going to allow that. You can't keep going out
No,
on the lash.
No, I get it. I think.
So you know these videos now. You know all these videos of Jack Grealish out on the gym and he's out running along the beach. That's PR for his new club. That's PR of look. I'm keeping myself fit. Come and buy me.
They also did the same. Remember last summer where he missed out on the Euros. He was like,
and then he went out on the piss.
Oh my god!
And then he went out on the piss.
I can't wait. And I retweet that and I said it. The moment he's on the pitch, all them shots that he's doing, he's gonna get blocked by a defender. None of them will hit the target.
Yeah.
Wait, Martin. Are you not supposed to be? Are you not supposed to be doing a show at 1 o'clock where you're driving around the ATM?
Half one. I'm on my way down. I told you, Pat. You know how close I am to the AR.
I know you live there.
I do not live there, but I'm not exactly far away from it.
And anyway, guys, we're gonna have to stop it here so that you can all go to Martin.
No, carry on. You can do a redirect into my walk round.
The chat needs
Yeah,
to know.
but is it set up already?
Yeah. It's all set up.
The chat needs to know that Martin's also responsible for Bernardo Silva being captain.
Stop it. No, because you know what, Matthias? You know, people actually believe that. Someone actually believes. I had a DM. I kid you not, I had a DM. Can you stop encouraging the club? I said, I don't work for the club. I seriously do not work for the club. People, I don't know where they've got this idea from.
It's Mateus. It's people like Mateus. They keep spreading that you work for the club. Mateus does that.
No, he exposes himself the moment he says, I know what's happening internally. So everyone.
No, I'm not doing that anymore. No, I'm stopped giving out the info anymore because I've decided I'm not giving out the info anymore. You've got to be on my special list to get the info now.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. If you don't win against Swoop first game of the season, they'll come.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
You're basically Pep Guardiola now for the fan base, isn't it?
Apparently so.
But
apparently, I read somewhere today that the fan base, the main road people, were irrelevant before 2008.
What do you mean by that?
City were only a big club since 2008. I went, okay. I won't mention the names, but apparently the fan base were irrelevant before 2008. Nobody knew who City were. Okay.
This is the same fan base, yeah. When we nearly gone into administration and we decided to buy a lot. We went there and buy a lot of t-shirts from the club shop and buy a bunch of pies every match day just to help the club financially. Do you know what I mean?
Martin, I can't
outside the City chip.
Martin, what's the name of your stream?
We sat there.
Just put Mancunian way on, and you'll see it. Should be there.
We sat there and we saw like the Sean Wright Phillips going to Chelsea, Phil, because
I
we
cried.
had more money.
Cried.
Do you know what I mean? And
I don't know who cried more, Sean Wright Phillips or me.
He said he never wanted to leave, but he was told to leave.
We had no money.
Do you know? Yeah, he had to leave. He had to leave because we were going into administration.
That's what I'm saying. He said he never wanted to leave, but he was told he had to leave. That's what he says. Yeah.
21 million. I mean, how much was 21 million quid back then, Mateus?
That's a lot.
21 million.
That was like 50 odd mil for now.
Yeah.
We sat there. We watched
and do you remember the day we brought him back? 8 million quid, and he scored against Sunderland, and we all were like, "Shorty, right." It was like the best thing ever when we brought him back. It was like a homecoming.
And listen, I get it. I get the fan base is changing, and I get it. There is that hunger of winning trophies. We all want to win trophies. Don't get me wrong.
But you have to show respect to your roots, no matter where you are.
At the same time,
why does everyone glaze for PSG? PSG have no roots. I've got socks older than my football club.
PSG will glaze them all day. As I said, we're even copying their jerseys. We'll glaze PSG all day.
Do you know when PSG were made? Do you know what year PSG were made in?
Yeah, it's soon. I know it's recently. They were made so recently.
They were made in the 70s.
And
my missus is older than PSG.
Listen, the fan base needs to realise it could have been worse, and we've seen worse. Like, this is nowhere near
115.
worse.
115.
Well, listen, everyone just listen. I get it. We all want to see more activity in the transfer window, and because we're seeing clubs around us that they make it, they're doing business. I get it.
Yeah, but at the same
time, it's like Christmas. If you decide to open your Christmas presents like on the 23rd, on the 20th, don't be upset if once all the people start to open their presents on Christmas Day. You've already had your Christmas present.
Yeah, well, hang on. People wanted us to spend earlier. They wanted us to spend earlier.
4 players in January and 3 players right now. So that's 7.
That's a 7. Oh my God, we're a selfish bunch, ain't we? Don't forget Juma. Don't forget Juma Ba.
Yeah, I'm blaming you. And Echeverria. 10. I'm blaming you, Pat. It's you that wants all these players.
What are you blaming?
It's you, Pat. You sat there in your PSG top and your PSG loving, singing your PSG.
You are not going to see me here for a long time, but I will be around.
Yeah, go ahead, Martin.
Are you not going to take over me when I go away? Are you not going to do all the streams while I'm away?
Oh yeah, you're going. I have to take over. I forgot. When are you going? Japs is also going.
Yeah, 18th. So you've got a free roll. Oh, and LB's going away. LB's going to Spain.
Happy days. Happy days.
So basically, Pat, True City Fan's going to run the community for 2 weeks.
So my competition will be that guy down the street, isn't it? What's his name?
Oh, wow! Ooh, are you throwing shade on that? Not in my lifetime.
No. That's my buddy. That's my pal. What was I about to say?
I'm only joking.
I was about to mention what's his name. I keep forgetting his name. I like him, but I just like. No. You guys are going on vacation because these guys are making money, Matthias. These guys are making money off YouTube. That's why they're going on vacation. I'm still here because my check is not hit yet. By the way, Martin, I woke up yesterday morning and found, you know where they say the revenue? The revenue was 600. I was like, there's no way I've made 600. It was a mistake by YouTube. I'll send you the clip. I sent it to my mom. My mom was laughing. There's a mistake there.
No, you had a couple of super chats. Didn't you get a couple of €100?
Oh no, it was an error. No, it was an error. It was an error by the YouTube. I think YouTube, there was an issue because the money.
So you saying you made more?
No, it was less.
Hang on, you made €600. That's more than I make. Whoa.
No, Martin. I woke up yesterday, went to my studio. I wanted to do something and found 600, and I was like, "There's no way this belongs to me." Then after like around 4 o'clock, I refreshed it again. It was a mistake. The actual amount came back. So I think there was an error by YouTube. They made a mistake. I was like, well, that was close, you know. Making Jesus Christ, that would be good. 600. There's a woman though who is my friend's mom. She makes almost 500 a week, but she does reaction videos. She just reacts to everything in Africa and around the world. She makes so much money. By the way,
Would you guys, before you close, would you take Morgan Gibbs-White then?
Yeah, I'm taking him. I wanted to take him. Look. I take Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm getting rid of Kovacic. I'm getting rid of Gundogan. But I keep Gibbs-White. I keep him around.
What about Livramento? What's your price on him?
I've already told Martin that 80 million, but now I hear that the price is no longer 80 because
80?
Eddie Howe doesn't want to pay. Doesn't want
Bro,
to
the way Viana is moving, Newcastle will be looking to get 50.
So he's throwing shade on Viana now. He's been here 5 minutes.
Bro, 80 million.
Yeah, but can I
know
ask? Look. Wesley, did you hear Mateo said Wesley is going somewhere? Wesley's been
going to Roma. Going to Roma.
Yeah, but I get it. But we with the Wesley thing, I don't think we got any space for any more foreign players, bro.
Yeah, but we have to get rid of Mateo Nunes. I would get rid of Nunes.
Nah. Nunes, my guy.
Yes, I know. But if you are getting a specialist right back or wing back, you have to get rid of the guy who's covering that position.
Have you got a buyer for all these players? Do you have a buyer somewhere?
I don't know.
Are you like on the? Are you on like the dark web or the black market? Have you got like secret deals going down?
To be fair, a month ago he had a meeting with Sheikh Mansour and he done a stream.
Yeah. He told me that Martin, I've actually got links in the club. They are telling me that if I mention a player, they'll sell. I don't know what to do at this point in time. Let's be honest. Gay is one who I'm crying over too. Gay would have been a nice player to come in. If Akanji gets out, bring Mark Gay in then. Simple.
Yeah.
Here's one. Hey, Mateus, listen to this. You will be shocked. Guess who Pat was selling on the South Stand earlier?
What was it?
Yes. He was selling Doku. I'm like, you've turned so quick.
Tell him for who? For who?
Rodrigo.
It was for Rodrigo, but how much has Pat been glazing Doku all over his timelines?
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised, bro. Doku's your guy.
I'm a businessman. Yeah,
but Doku's your guy, isn't it? You stick by him, bro. He's your guy.
No,
why are you selling
and you know what? No, he's taking money out of me and Martin's pocket by starting a YouTube channel. So Doku, stop that, please. Doku, stop that.
You know what? You'd sell your children if they had enough money behind him.
Yeah. You have. There's a good bid.
Right, Martin. Right now, yeah. If a club comes in for a Kanji and offer you 30 million, and you go out there and spend 50, you take that. And
I'm selling it. Yeah.
Wait there. 30 million for a Kanji, then the club will decide to go out there and splash 55 million on Gay. Would you take that?
Yes, 100%.
Martin, can I ask you one more thing before we go? Obviously, there's certain players will not allow that. But what if there's bids coming? Who would you not? Obviously, Foden, people wouldn't allow a bid. Rodri, but Haaland, obviously, there's no bid coming. But would you accept a bid for some of these players? Like, say, for instance, somebody just came in and surprised with a bid for Savio, surprised us with a bid for Ruben Diaz, especially Ruben Diaz. Will you take a bid for Ruben Diaz? He's 27.
No, there are. Rodrigo would never sell. Wouldn't entertain any bids for Rodrigo. Wouldn't entertain any bids for Foden. Gavardio wouldn't entertain any bids for. Diaz, I wouldn't sell Diaz. No, I wouldn't sell Diaz unless it's stupid amount of money. Haaland, no. But I mean, saying that, how much money are you talking? Because I think every player has a price. It depends what you say about money.
If you say like 50 or 60 million,
no,
60,
for Diaz,
no. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you know when it comes down to Diaz? Yeah, I wouldn't give Diaz a new deal just yet. For me, I would wait to see how he does this season because Diaz is coming back from 4 different injuries, including 2 hamstrings last season, and he's still got 2 years left in his deal. I would wait and see how he does this season in terms of his fitness. And if he stays fit next summer, listen, offer him a new deal. But if he doesn't, then you kind of if he doesn't stay fit and you give him a new deal, you walking towards the same situations on Nathan Ake, because we've done that with Nathan Ake at the time when we won the treble that summer. Nathan Ake was 28 and he was coming back from 2 injuries, and we offered him a new deal. On top of he already had 2 years left because Nathan Ake's contract was supposed to end this summer, 2025. But in that treble season, we had 2 more years, and the last 2 years he's been struggling in terms of injuries because he already had that when we offered him a new deal after the treble. I would personally wait because he's the same age at the time. Nathan Ake was 28. Ruben Diaz is 28. I would wait. Yeah, no rush, Ruben Diaz. You just focus on staying fit. You had a difficult season last season in terms of injury, 2 hamstring, muscle injuries and whatnot. Focus on staying fit. Get back into your form. And then next summer, we're going to sit down and talk contracts rather than rushing. And you might end up being in another financial situation where he's got long term on this deal, high wages, and he's not staying fit. So with the Ruben Diaz, he's still got 2 years left. There's no rush in that. Just chill. Tell Ruben Diaz it's okay.
So you don't want them to give him the contract now?
No. That's not now. Yeah. Stay, don't worry, chill, see how the season goes. You stay fit throughout the whole season. Next summer, we sit down, know how much you want, we're going to pay you. Rather than, right, okay, we're not sure how he does after the 2 hamstrings that he had. We're just going to offer him a new deal because we've done that with Akanji. No, Akanji, Ake, after the treble. Ake contract was meant to finish this summer.
And John Stones also, we did the same thing. We increased this
money.
No,
John Stones was the year before.
No.
So
look. But you know the issue about Diaz? I know that we're about to close up, but Diaz, I think they'll rate him as the leader at the back, and they're a bit scared. But you're right. If we're being ruthless and looking at the fact that Diaz might be going to a decline, let's test him out and say, are you declining or you're just not motivated? We won't give you the contract until you show us that
he's getting a new contract. Diaz is getting a new contract. Sorry to burst your bubble on that.
No, we all know that. But that's why I say
Rico's getting a new deal.
I wouldn't give Diaz a new contract right now. I would wait until next summer.
Yeah, but they're giving it already, I think so now, isn't it?
Well, listen, it can either be a good deal. He might end up get back to his form, or we might end up being in the same situation as we had with Nathan Ake. Where
it's difficult, man. This team, I at the end of the day, I think we're just gonna have to wait because this team is difficult. Who are we going to get rid of? Who do we bring back? Is there quality out there in the world? Majority is even before Turkey. Even Martin said it in the other show. You came on my show and said, "Wait a minute." Before Turkey, we were all glazing Verts. After Verts, nobody had an idea about Turkey. So maybe there might be a
center where I am.
We don't know. Yeah. Are you at the Etihad? Are you starting? So Martin, I can cut off and you can start.
I'm parking up. I'm going to park up and then I'll start in about 2-3
Okay,
minutes.
so let me. So people, I have linked this to Mancunian Way. You can go straight to Mancunian Way. Mateus, enjoy your meetings today. Mateus, I was pissed off yesterday. I did interviews yesterday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It was back to back interviews. No, that was not great. I hope I get one of the jobs. Martin, I might not be unemployed anymore. I've decided to get back to the employment sector because
good man.
Yeah, you know. So Martin, I might leave you on that unemployment bench on your own. But you do well anyway. You're going to Turkey. You're going to get that money from the Kovacic deal, from the Gundogan deal. By the way, guys, Martin is Gundogan's agent, by the way. So if you're looking for who is actually keeping Gundogan at the Etihad, it's Martin.
Hang on, whoa, what's Perrone about here? I've never mentioned Turkey lately.
No.
What the hell?
We were on a conversation, and you said that people were surprised that Turkey showed up. You said nobody ever knew Turkey before. I think you said
No.
never...
I was talking about me personally. See, this is where I think people. I was like,
but
me,
you're not
I
wrong.
hadn't
But you're not
watched Turkey.
But you're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. The majority of the people.
I hadn't watched him because at the time everyone thought it was Verts. No one was talking Turkey. Everyone thought it was Verts.
But Martin, you're right though, because even after Verts, I didn't know where we're going next. I honestly thought it was Verts or bust. So nobody can claim it was only a handful, but nobody was claiming he's coming to City because United wanted him. Liverpool were talking to him. So
he was working for PSG as well.
Yeah. PSG wanted him. Dortmund sent a bid and got rejected. So nobody knew Turkey is coming. So I'm saying, if we say maybe losing Ruben Diaz, we can find another leader. There's Bastoni out there, by the way. There's Bastoni. I'm just disappointed that Juma did not come. Juma is so good at high lines. Have you seen that, guys? Have you seen Juma Bar against the high line? When he's playing in the high line, he's so good. He's so fast. He's got long legs. But on that note, guys, goodbye. Enjoy yourself. And this is just for Kovacic and them.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Wins tackles. It's a title winner.
Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting, trick getting.
Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!